At the beginning of Chainsaw Man, we get to see Denji working as a private devil hunter, or an unofficial devil hunter if that's how you want to put it. Using Pochita he was able to kill devils, which the Yakuza would pay him a tiny portion of what the job was actually worth. But in these chapters one of the Yakuza says something interesting. They ask why they use a kid like Denji to hunt devils, and the answer he gets is that a professional devil hunter wouldn't let them keep the bodies. That got me thinking about why would they want the bodies, what purpose does it serve to keep the corpse of something like a tomato devil for instance? Well, that's what this video is here to discuss. But before that I'd like to remind you that I'm trying to get to the 500 subscribe mark before the end of the year, so if you enjoy my content and want to see more of it in the future help me along. But now getting back to the video at hand, what purpose does the corpse of a devil serve to not only the Yakuza but to anyone? Why would they go through the trouble of collecting the body? Certainly it must be useful in some capacity in order for them to make money off it. The most obvious way I can see this being the case would be, that if a private devil hunter kills a devil, they can take the devil's corpse in some sort of bounty hunter station as a form of proof that the devil has been killed, thus allowing them to get paid for it. In fact, this seems like it would be the standard way that private devil hunters get by since they would need some kind of proof that they have done the job. So, is it that simple? Perhaps, but I'm inclined to say no since the body of a devil is a very unique thing. Even fiends have bodies which are unnatural despite being composed of human elements. So what other purpose does the corpse of a devil serve and why would someone want to keep it? Well, we know that devil and all devil-adjacent beings are remarkable hard to put down for good. Depending on the type of devil and what contracts it might have they may be all but unkillable, see Makima for an example. So, are we supposed to believe that a devil once slain can't be revived with a small speck of blood as we have seen countless times before? So here is the second thought process behind taking the corpses of devils away, because they need to either be locked up or completely destroyed to prevent the devil from regenerating and returning to cause more havoc in the world. In fact, I think it's far more likely that devils which are quote-unquote killed would be kept in prisons, as we saw with the future devil and no doubt countless other devils, because that way they can be reborn in hell and then at some point return to the earth. That's all considering just the most basic ideas of why they would keep a devil's corpse around. Adding on top of this, there is bound to be huge investments into researching devils, and being able to dissect the corpse of a devil would be remarkable helpful. The same way that we were able to learn about human bodies by cutting them open, they could learn things about devils by researching them. For instance, how does a human body change once a devil has inhabited it? We know fiends develop different features than that of a human, but we never get an explanation on exactly how different they are. Another area of research would obviously be into the possibility of using portions of a devil's body to help heal or recover from illness or injuries which otherwise wouldn't be possible. Humans have been experimenting on animals and even each other for hundreds of years in our world, in a world where devils exist and where they can be killed without the same moral issues of humans or even animals. You can bet that people would be experimenting on them. That's another thing. A devil's corpse can, presumable if not too damaged, be revived, allowing them to have a test subject which would never die and could undergo medical trials which no human could have survived. And then there is the possibility of just using devil corpses as a form of biofuel, burning their corpses as a mean of powering cities, considering we have seen the size of several devils, which may or may not be several times denser than a human body, giving their absurd proportions. Using them as a means of sustainable burning material is quite possible, especially if you were to keep them partially alive, constantly burning them alive. That certainly sounds like something that would happen in the world of Chainsaw Man. We find out that captured devils are locked up in specially made cells and are burnt alive, only allowed out to drink some blood before being stuffed back into the burning hell. That would certainly switch around our perspectives on who is and who isn't, but that's not what this video is about. But even so, burning devils, it seems almost too fitting given the importance that is placed on fire as being a cleansing agent in both real life. In many forms of mythology and stories, burning monsters in fire was something that comes up a lot. This is all without getting into the specific devils, which by having their corpse you might be able to do some pretty interesting things. Take the blood devil for instance. If you have its corpse, as much of a corpse as a devil can be, would you essentially have a limitless supply of blood? That would be incredibly helpful, even more so if these devils' blood was extremely compatible with humans. Hell, that could have been an entire area of research trying to figure out how they can make a devil's body more compatible with that of a human. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if we find out that there are some pretty nasty looking failed experiments running around as a result of this line of thinking in the second part of the series, maybe not as a major plot point but as a one-off villain. It would certainly be interesting to think about. And of course there is devils, like the tomato devil, which are seemingly made of the literal food stuff, meaning that in theory you should be able to cut them up and eat them in a similar manner to how you would the food in general. If that was true, then this could potentially bring an end to, or at least reduce, world hunger, as devils could act as an infinitely renewable source of sustenance. As gruesome as that might seem, it wouldn't surprise me in the least to find out that in the past at the very least humans did such a thing. After all, humans, in the very early stages, weren't against hunting and killing just about anything so that they could survive. Devils which embody the fear of something you can eat would definitely be a prized possession. And the final thing that I can think of why they would want to keep a devil's corpse is simple: for decoration, like how humans have mounted animals for generations for the purpose of showing off to others. I could see them doing the same with devils. Maybe as a way of displaying the trophies of their hunts, proving that they are one of the best devil hunters. Having the head of one powerful devil above your mantelpiece might be a common thing for devil hunters to do in this world, at least those involved in private devil hunting. But that is all I had to say about this subject, so have a wonderful day or night wherever you are. I've been the Anonymous Weeb, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe.